current National Electrical Code requires all bathroom outlets to be on a ground fault circuit interrupter protected circuit. This includes both wall outlets and lighting fixtures. The purpose of this requirement is to provide protection against electrical shock hazards in areas where there is moisture and potential for accidental contact with water. The electrical code requirements evolve over time, and it is possible that a building may have been built before the current requirement for ground fault circuit interrupter protection on bathroom lighting fixtures was implemented. In this case, the building may be grandfathered in and not subject to the updated requirement. However, it is important to note that grandfathering exemptions do not eliminate the risk of electrical shock or fire hazards. While the nuisance of a ground fault circuit interrupter tripping and cutting power to the lights may be inconvenient, it serves a crucial safety purpose. Firstly, electrical shock protection. Ground fault circuit interrupters detect small imbalances in current flow, which can indicate a fault or potential shock hazard. Tripping the circuit immediately interrupts the power supply to prevent the possibility of an electrical shock. Secondly, fire prevention. Electrical faults can generate heat and cause fires. Ground fault circuit interrupters can help prevent these fires by breaking the circuit before the fault progresses. Although a building may not be legally required to have separate circuits for ground fault circuit interrupter protected outlets and lighting fixtures, it is highly recommended that the electrical system be updated to comply with the current National Electrical Code requirements. This will not only enhance the safety of the property, but also provide peace of mind knowing that occupants and guests are protected against electrical hazards. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to protect people from electrical shock. They work by monitoring the current flowing in a circuit and quickly disconnecting the power if they detect a difference between the incoming and outgoing current. This difference indicates that some of the current is leaking to ground, possibly through a person. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a set of standards for electrical wiring and equipment in the United States. It is updated every 3 years and provides guidelines for safe electrical installations. The code requires ground fault circuit interrupter protection in areas where there is a high risk of electrical shock, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. A grandfathering exemption means that a building or electrical installation that was compliant with the code at the time it was built may not be required to be upgraded to meet current code requirements. However, it is important to note that grandfathering exemptions do not eliminate the risk of electrical shock or fire hazards. Electrical shock is a serious hazard that can cause injury or death. When a person comes into contact with an electrical current, the current can flow through their body, causing muscle contractions, burns, and even cardiac arrest. Ground fault circuit interrupters can help prevent electrical shock by quickly disconnecting the power before a person is seriously injured. Electrical faults can generate heat and cause fires. When an electrical fault occurs, the current can flow through unintended paths, causing the wires to overheat and ignite nearby materials. Ground fault circuit interrupters can help prevent electrical fires by quickly disconnecting the power before the fault progresses. When considering electrical upgrades, it is important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the work is done safely and in accordance with the National Electrical Code. An electrician can assess the existing electrical system and recommend the best course of action to improve safety and reliability. When assessing an electrical system, an electrician will typically check the following. Firstly, the condition of the wiring. The electrician will look for signs of damage, such as frayed or cracked insulation, loose connections, and corrosion. Secondly, the capacity of the electrical panel. The electrician will determine whether the electrical panel is large enough to handle the current electrical load and any future additions. Thirdly, the grounding system. The electrician will ensure that the electrical system is properly grounded to protect against electrical shock. Fourthly, the ground fault circuit interrupter protection. The electrician will test the ground fault circuit interrupters to ensure that they are working properly. When upgrading an electrical system, an electrician may recommend the following. Firstly, replacing old or damaged wiring. This will improve the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Secondly, upgrading the electrical panel. This will provide more capacity for future electrical needs. Thirdly, installing ground fault circuit interrupters. This will protect against electrical shock in areas where there is a high risk of electrical shock. Fourthly, installing arc fault circuit interrupters. This will protect against electrical fires caused by arcing faults. Arc fault circuit interrupters are a type of circuit breaker that can detect arcing faults, which are a common cause of electrical fires. Arcing faults occur when there is an unintentional electrical discharge between two or more conductors. This can happen when wiring is damaged, connections are loose, or insulation is worn. Arc fault circuit interrupters work by monitoring the electrical current for patterns that are characteristic of arcing faults. When an arcing fault is detected, the arc fault circuit interrupter will quickly disconnect the power to the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. Arc fault circuit interrupters are required by the National Electrical Code in many areas of the home, including bedrooms, living rooms, and dining rooms. They are an important safety device that can help protect against electrical fires. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to protect people from electrical shock, while arc fault circuit interrupters are designed to protect against electrical fires. Both types of circuit breakers are important safety devices that can help protect homes and families. When it comes to electrical safety, it is always best to err on the side of caution. If there are any concerns about the safety of an electrical system, it is important to consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can assess the situation and recommend the best course of action to ensure safety. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous, so it is always best to leave it to the professionals. Attempting to do electrical work without the proper training and experience can lead to serious injury or even death. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards that covers all aspects of electrical wiring and equipment. It is important to be familiar with the code to ensure that electrical installations are safe and compliant. The code is updated every 3 years, so it is important to stay up to date with the latest changes. Ground fault circuit interrupters are a proven technology that has saved countless lives. They are an essential safety device that should be installed in all homes and businesses. Arc fault circuit interrupters are a newer technology that is quickly becoming more widespread. They are an important addition to the electrical safety arsenal and can help prevent electrical fires. When choosing electrical equipment, it is important to select products that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or all. This ensures that the products have been tested and meet safety standards. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone can play a role in preventing electrical accidents by following safe practices and being aware of potential hazards. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical safety, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician. There are several resources available to learn more about electrical safety. The Electrical Safety Foundation International, or ESFI, is a non-profit organization that provides information and resources on electrical safety. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, is a non-profit organization that develops codes and standards for fire safety, including the National Electrical Code. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, is a government agency that sets and enforces standards for workplace safety, including electrical safety. By taking the time to learn about electrical safety and following safe practices, everyone can help prevent electrical accidents and protect themselves and others from harm. Ground fault circuit interrupters should be tested monthly to ensure that they are working properly. To test the ground fault circuit interrupter, press the test button on the device. The ground fault circuit interrupter should trip and disconnect the power to the circuit. If the ground fault circuit interrupter does not trip, it should be replaced immediately. Ground fault circuit interrupters should be replaced every 10 years, or sooner if they are not working properly. Arc fault circuit interrupters should also be tested monthly to ensure that they are working properly. To test an arc fault circuit interrupter, press the test button on the device. The arc fault circuit interrupter should trip and disconnect the power to the circuit. If the arc fault circuit interrupter does not trip, it should be replaced immediately. Arc fault circuit interrupters should be replaced every 10 years, or sooner if they are not working properly. When replacing a ground fault circuit interrupter or arc fault circuit interrupter, it is important to choose a replacement that is compatible with the existing electrical system. Consult with a qualified electrician if you are unsure about which replacement to choose. Electrical safety is an important topic that everyone should be aware of. By following safe practices and being aware of potential hazards, you can help prevent electrical accidents and protect yourself and others from harm. Always remember to turn off the power before working on any electrical equipment. Use caution when working near water or other conductive materials. Never overload electrical circuits. Inspect electrical cords and plugs regularly for damage. Replace any damaged electrical cords or plugs immediately. Keep electrical appliances away from water. Use ground fault circuit interrupters in areas where there is a high risk of electrical shock. Use arc fault circuit interrupters to protect against electrical fires. Test ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters monthly. Replace ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters every 10 years or sooner if they are not working properly. Consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions about electrical safety. Ignoring a tripped ground fault circuit interrupter is not advisable. A tripped ground fault circuit interrupter indicates that there is a ground fault, which means that electricity is flowing through an unintended path, potentially through a person. If a ground fault circuit interrupter trips, it is important to identify and correct the cause of the ground fault before resetting the ground fault circuit interrupter. Otherwise, the ground fault circuit interrupter will continue to trip, and there is a risk of electrical shock or fire. Some common causes of ground faults include damaged wiring, wet electrical equipment, and faulty appliances. If you are unable to identify and correct the cause of the ground fault, consult with a qualified electrician. Resetting a ground fault circuit interrupter without addressing the underlying problem is a temporary solution that does not eliminate the risk of electrical shock or fire. It is important to take the necessary steps to identify and correct the cause of the ground fault to ensure safety. Regular maintenance of electrical systems is essential for preventing electrical accidents. This includes inspecting wiring, connections, and equipment for damage, as well as testing ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters. By performing regular maintenance, you can identify and correct potential problems before they lead to electrical accident. If you are not comfortable performing electrical maintenance yourself, consult with a qualified electrician. An electrician can perform a thorough inspection of your electrical system and recommend any necessary repairs or upgrades. Remember, electrical safety is a shared responsibility. By following safe practices and being aware of potential hazards, you can help prevent electrical accidents and protect yourself and others from harm. Electrical codes exist to ensure safety and minimize risks associated with electricity. Adhering to these codes is crucial for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. Firstly, proper installation. Following electrical codes ensures that electrical systems are installed correctly, reducing the risk of faulty wiring, overloaded circuits, and other potential hazards. Secondly, safety standards. Electrical codes set safety standards for electrical equipment and materials, ensuring that they are designed and manufactured to minimize the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Thirdly, fire prevention. Electrical codes help prevent electrical fires by requiring the use of fire-resistant materials and proper wiring techniques. Fourthly, shock protection. Electrical codes require the use of ground fault circuit interrupters and other safety devices to protect people from electrical shock. Fifthly, compliance. Following electrical codes ensures that electrical systems comply with local regulations, which is important for safety and legal reasons. Sixthly, insurance. Insurance companies may require compliance with electrical codes as a condition of coverage. Seventhly, property value. Electrical systems that comply with codes can increase the value of a property. Eighthly, peace of mind. Knowing that an electrical system complies with codes can provide peace of mind and reduce the risk of electrical accidents. Ninthly, professional help. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical codes, consult with a qualified electrician. The electrician can provide guidance on how to comply with the codes and ensure that your electrical system is safe. Ignoring electrical codes can have serious consequences, including electrical shock, fire, and property damage. It is important to take the time to learn about electrical codes and follow them carefully. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, consult with a qualified electrician. They can perform electrical work safely and in accordance with the codes. In conclusion, the importance of adhering to electrical codes cannot be overstated. These codes are designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. By following these codes, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with local regulations. Always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician when needed.